Ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to be learning how to use the elliptical marquee tool in Photoshop. All right, so let's get started. You can find the elliptical marquee tool nestled with the rectangular marquee tool. I'm right-clicking on this corner and selecting the dotted circle. And now I'm going to be using the elliptical marquee tool to enhance the magnifying effect of this magnifying glass on introducing Photoshop. The idea here is to make the P look more magnified using the elliptical tool. Alright, so first item of business, I'm going to be pressing Command or Control plus to zoom in a bit, grabbing with the spacebar, the hand tool, and dragging out to center the magnifying glass. Alright, so as before, I'm going to be clicking on the background because that's really where the magic happens. If we click this eyeball, we'll see that the magnifying glass will disappear completely, and that's not really what we're going to be working on here. Alright, so first item of business is to use the elliptical tool. Alright, so I'd like to preface this by saying that this is easier to do with a mouse. Certainly you don't need a mouse, but I just find it easier. Alright, so I'm going to be focusing on the middle of the magnifying glass, this ridge around the circular path of the magnifying glass. Clicking and dragging out. Okay, so I've got a pretty decent circle, and now what I'm going to do while I'm holding the mouse button down is I'm going to be pressing the space bar and placing the circle over the magnifying glass. Okay, so I'm trying to get it in the center. That's about it. That's good enough. So I'm going to let it go here. All right, so once I've done this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Edit, and I'm going to click Copy. Okay, so we're copying this particular circle of the image, and we are going to be pasting it in the form of an additional layer. And we're going to do this by clicking Edit, going down to Paste Special, and then Paste Into. So what this does is it creates an additional mask layer now between the background and the magnifying glass. And this is pretty cool because, like in our previous video, we have the opportunity to scale things. Remember, that's done with the free transform tool that you can get by right-clicking your image in the middle of it, clicking free transform, and voila! We have the ability to change the size of the P. I'm going to just click, actually I'll zoom out a bit so we can see this better. Alright, so I'm going to drag this to about 140. Another thing that you could do is you could just type in the values here if you're so inclined. They are connected, so that's easily done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it down into frame. Remember, I'm going to be holding the Shift button to drag it down perfectly vertically, and I'll just be pulling it down. Okay. And to accept the changes, I'll be clicking the check. I'll zoom out a little bit. All right, and so that's how we use the elliptical tool in Photoshop.